No, she thought that we weren't going to pull up.
Opening the door. Do you want to talk to her? Do you want me to talk to her?
Just turn the camera around. I want to talk to her. Where the fuck is my wig? I swear to God, I will literally report you're messing with the wrong person. Today's literally my wedding day.
Do you want to pay up to $300 to $400 to get your hair done by an unlicensed hairstylist that you found on a shady Instagram page who, if you happen to hit up, may or may not ghost you depending on how many followers you have? Would you also like to lock in an appointment only to get turned away if you don't have relaxed hair or if your hair type happens to be anything in the type 4 category? Do you also want to get your hair done in a stuffy basement/garage with no windows, central heating, or air conditioning? God forbid you ask to use the toilet after sitting down for 6 to 10 hours. Oh, and in conjunction with all this other fuckery, there is a 50% chance the stylist will cancel on you at the last minute. In fact, they'll do it the very second you reach their doorstep, and it will of course be accompanied by the dreaded, "Hey boo, you're gonna hate me" text, followed by the sad and broken heart emoji. If you're a demented person who happens to love all of the above, then you'll love 50% of the hairstylists/braiders located in Australia, more specifically Melbourne, which is where I'm from. They are everything I've described and then some, from extortionate prices, unprofessional conduct, shady business practices, and hair that really isn't worth the headache. Today, we explore this hellscape. I have many gripes when it comes to looking for a braider in Australia who's experienced with black hair, because let me tell you, it's not exactly easy, and I'm clearly not the only one who thinks this. Before I begin, I just want to say this video is in no way meant to bash black hairstylists and braiders, nor is it an excuse to be anti-black. Any racist comments will be deleted. I know that because I am black and frequent mostly black establishments for hair care, it may seem that most of my criticisms are lodged towards Africans or black braiders, but I assure you it is not. The crux of the issues stem from unprofessionalism and greed. These bad traits are specific to no race, and the problems spoken about in this video regarding businesses exist in other spaces as well. It goes without saying that not all hairstylists in Australia are this way, and many of them are dedicated and talented, which is why at the end of this video I'll be giving my personal picks for great hairstylists in Melbourne, so stick around for that. Also, I've titled this video Australian Braiders or something along those lines, but just know I'm from Melbourne, and this video is from the perspective of someone who's only ever lived in Melbourne, but many of my criticisms can apply to people outside of Melbourne.
So while we're all here, gather round, Australians. I hate braiders in Australia.
Getting your hair done in Australia as a black person or someone with curly hair can be a bit of a struggle, since a good number of professional and official hair salons are tailored for people with straight hair, and the number of non-black hairstylists significantly outnumber black hairstylists. Fortunately, that has been changing. A lot of progress has been made in the last 20 years. A real interest and dedication to curly and black hair has increased as more and more black people are entering the hair industry in Australia. Gone are the days when you'd have to go to Footscray or Sunshine to get your hair done by an African auntie who only knew how to do 6 hairstyles maximum, and your mum would be the one to pick it out for you. And this isn't to dunk on any of those aunties who ran those hair salons. Those salons were the OGs, they held it down. These aunties not only had skills, but they pampered us as well. They'd wash, blow out our hair, and braid it all for a reasonable price. These hair salons were also the hub of culture and community, offering young black girls a place run by women who looked like them, had the same hair texture, and in some cases spoke the same language. And granted, while these stores did have some issues, they were the best of what we had at the time. But most importantly, most of them were legal, licensed, and ran by people with some sort of qualification, unlike their current successors, which we'll talk about more later. Nowadays, these old-school hair salons are still in business, and I'd say some are still thriving, but for a moment they were overtaken by new-age hairstylists. For those who aren't aware, these new-age hairstylists operate in an unconventional or non-traditional manner, like advertising themselves online, particularly on Instagram. Sometimes they're even referred to as IG hairstylists. They're the kind I'll be focusing on today. These IG hairstylists most of the time don't own a store and operate from their own home. Typically, they don't hold any licenses, permits, or qualifications, but they do possess skills and good old-fashioned elbow grease, which isn't a bad thing. We all have to start from somewhere after all. For a while, these IG hairstylists were booming, and to be honest, they still are because they were affordable and they were quick to adapt or pioneer newer and bolder hairstyles that you couldn't always get at the salons run by the aunties. For a time, these new age hairstylists were real, wholesome, and there was a down-to-earth quality about their businesses. You could tell that the young women running them were passionate, but along the line something changed, and I can't be the only one who felt it. Nowadays, these new age/IG hairstylists are known for notoriously bad conduct, high prices, inexperience, and overall a stank attitude. it's become quite the phenomenon that there are even red flags to look out for, and I'm sure you've heard of some of them. There's of course having a list of confusing and aggressive rules on their IG or website, or having a very glitchy or poorly made website, late fees that only apply to them, no evidence of actual customers, discrepancies and a lack of clarity towards their prices, and poor communication. The list goes on. I'm aware this exists in other countries. In fact, if you go over to the other side of the pond, you'll find the same issues in America and the UK. It's quite documented. I'd recommend the YouTubers Busiswa's videos if you want to know what it's like in America, but what makes it so annoying in Australia's case is that businesses and salons catering to black hair are already so niche and underfunded. Black hairstylists in Australia are in short supply compared to those in America. So when you have a small pool to choose from and half is unreliable and you have to weed out so many to get a few of the good ones, it does get annoying. But don't take my word for it. Let's see what other Australians have to say.
I live in Melbourne and I've just spent the last hour and a half walking into every single hair supply store around the area that I'm in, and tell me why I still cannot find something to do to my hair for my birthday. Mind you, I'm a braider, so I can compromise, I can be flexible, I can be creative. But living in Australia, I'm talking there's a supply store in front of me, behind me, to my left, to my right. There's like at least 6, 8, 9, 10 around the area that I'm in. And not a single one of them has something that I'm like, yep, I'm gonna do that to my hair. But what I will find an endless amount of, an endless supply of, is hair extensions, pieces, weaves that we were using back in like 2010 that not a single person uses today. I'm talking pink, green, you name it, it's there. But the basic things that we need, like boho curls, human hair, it's just so hard to find. It's just not there. Even just basic braiding extensions, I can't even find number 2. I can't find number 4. This is basic braiding hair, guys, like in 2026. You know what? Let me just show you guys because I can't make this up. Anyways, I rest my case. Yeah.
Melbourne braiders, this is a public service announcement to y'all. Please put your prices on your page, especially if you don't have a website. Just please put your prices, because if you say DM for prices and then you quote me something that I can't afford at the moment, I will have no option but to leave you on scene. And then when I have the money later to actually book with you, I will feel anxious because of our first encounter. So please, I beg, please, just put the prices. Just put the prices on your page, and then we can just window shop, and then we can book with you, because I've already accepted the fact that getting your hair done is expensive in Australia. But just put the prices, okay? Some of us are anxious. We're just anxious and we overthink and we overanalyze. Please just put the prices. Please. Okay, thank you.
Those 2 videos and what those 2 ladies were talking about highlight 2 different issues in Australia. The TikTok regarding the young lady who couldn't exactly find the hair products she needed stems from the issue of supply and demand. Australia, to me, is like a desert in terms of high-end natural hair products for black hair. We have the basic stuff like Cantu, Shea Moisture, or basic hair for braiding, but we don't have the latest and newest stuff. Newer and more popular black hair products aren't readily available in drugstores or supermarkets. They can only be found in one shop run by an Asian or African person that's a suburb away, and if you can't find it there, you'll have to import it yourself. But that's not really a problem with Australian hairstylists, it's more of a systematic issue. The other TikTok, however, isn't. It's entirely the hairstylist's fault. This TikTok is a prime example of bad business conduct and is exactly what I was talking about. Not having your prices displayed on your page or any sort of website is not only bad business practice, but it's hella sus if you ask me. Let me tell you something, if you happen to inquire or book with a stylist who doesn't have their prices displayed loudly and proudly, but instead you have to inquire and poke and prod for their prices, there's a high chance they're gonna extort the hell out of you in their DMs. Because think about it, there's no reason not to have your prices listed. I'd argue it benefits you because it limits confusion and people know whether your prices are within their means. However, I understand that there are valid reasons why some hairstylists may not display their prices. For example, some styles are dependent on the customer. Perhaps the length of their hair and its condition may complicate things, so stylists need to know what they're working with. The customer may also be looking for modifications that may increase or decrease the price. So in that case, it makes sense that prices are sought out in the messages rather than just being displayed. One of the hairstylists that I'm going to recommend at the end of the video, called Hairlike Studios, actually doesn't display their prices for this very reason, because she wants to know how healthy or fragile your hair is, but that's just her and a few others. If we roll over to the other side of hairstylists who don't display their prices, we get into less ethical territory, which I have a theory about. Call me crazy or whatever, but the only reason other than the valid one I gave that I can think of for a stylist not showing their prices is because they are charging people different prices due to favoritism and greed. I actually have a story about a particular stylist in Melbourne notorious for price gouging and treating people differently based on favoritism. I don't want to name the business because people in Melbourne are crazy and people have been stabbed for less, but just know this business specializes in weaves and wigs. This place is known for actually having good work and for collaborating with many influencers. It's not the work that's bad, it's actually the conduct. But according to what I've heard, if you're a regular person who doesn't have a social media following, you're going to get charged an arm and a leg, or you're going to be ignored in favor of influencers. I had a friend who booked with them last year. They had locked down the date and the deposit was ready to go, but the night before the stylist cancelled and stated that a family issue had arisen and she wouldn't be taking any clients for that day. She gave the deposit back, so no harm, no foul. But tell me why the day of the appointment, she was posted up with an influencer doing her hair for free. Bruh, you cannot make this shit up. Apparently this sort of thing is rampant throughout Melbourne. If you have the right connections or if you have some sort of following, you'll be allowed to do things that the average person isn't allowed to do. That was kind of a side tangent, but the moral of the story is if you don't see any price on their Instagram or on their website, be very careful. Moving on, let's get into some horror stories, starting with one that features my personal nightmare, losing hair due to perming and colouring.
Alright, story time about how I got burnt, blocked and bolted by the hairstylist. So last year, there was this trending pixie cut hairstylist that was really popular online. I commented on one of her posts and she reached out to me and I was like, look, my hair, I'm travelling a lot right now and my hair's not really at the length I want it to be and to get that hairstyle, so I'm just going to take care of my hair and grow it out so it can be good. So I take a long time because I have my cousin's wedding and a few other events that I'm attending this year, so I did my best to get my hair to a really healthy state and I bleached it in November in a healthy way, professional, alright, and it was nice. I bleached it so I could put the blue in it. Eventually the blue faded out, so I stripped the colour out, had my hair natural for 2-3 months before I reached out to her to get it done. I get there and she's like, oh, your hair still looks a bit coloured. I'm like, yeah, I've stripped it of all the bleach, it's just in its natural state at this point. And she does like a strain test, like she pulls it and it doesn't come out. She's like, oh yeah, it should be fine, it should be good. So we're having conversations here and there. Mind you, she's such a sweetheart, she's so nice to me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in good hands, you know. She's viral online, she's good, she knows what she's doing. And she starts the phone, she starts recording, because I think she records her stuff. I'm like, yeah, you can record, I'm so excited. Go ahead, you have my full consent. So she starts recording, we start talking, she puts my hair, and then she puts the perm, she puts the perm in my hair. And mind you, a lot of us know, maybe it's just an African thing, but when you're perming your hair, you're not supposed to scratch or comb it before or after. This lady puts the perm in my hair and starts combing it while the perm is there. And I'm like, that's really bad. Because when you do that, it causes breakage and like your scalp burns because like you're not supposed to do that. So I'm like, oh, okay. Before I know it, she's combing it and she's like, look at your hair. My hair's in her comb in freaking clumps. And I'm like, why is she still combing it? So she's like, quick, let's go wash it. So we're washing it. I'm still having a conversation. I'm like, you know what? It's just hair. Hair will grow back. Just do what you can. Because you're really good at what you can do. And I'm just like, low-key, I'm thinking, she knows what she's doing. She can do finger twists or she can style it. She's good. Like, I've seen her post. She knows what she's doing. So we get out. She dries my hair. She does the iron thing to lay the pixie curls down or whatever. Mind you, at the same, I'm not happy. So she personally tells me, oh, I don't really like it. And I'm low-key looking in the mirror like, oh, it's not bad. But I'm the kind of person that I don't want to say it to their face because I don't want to be a crappy person. So I was like, oh, it's nice. You know, I'll make it work. I get home, my whole freaking head is hot, burning. So I'm like, okay, you know, maybe it's normal. A little bit of chemical burn can happen. I'll let it slide. I'll sleep it off. The next morning, she messages me, how's your hair? With laughing emojis. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm like, look, I'm not really happy because the hairstyle looks more like finger curls and you've charged me almost $300+. Like, this doesn't work. I'm not happy with this. And she's like, oh yeah, I can fix it and do like a salon for an extra $100. An extra $100! Mind you, I was already annoyed at this point. I'm like, okay, so you burnt me, my hair's falling out, but you want me to pay you to go, I was like, no, it's fine. I'll just wait for my hair to grow back. And she's like, yeah, when your hair grows back, I'll do free service. Because I expressed how I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the service. A couple of days go by, and I'm like, this burning is not going away. I touch my scalp. It's like soft, hot to touch, bit swelly, I don't know what kind of mucus or whatever was piling up on it. It was disgusting. I go to my GP and my GP's like, that's infected. So she gives me antibiotics and some cream to put on it. At this point, I'm just like, nah, that's it. I can't go back. Mind you, I didn't message her straight away about it because I was like, oh, it's still an amicable way we can fix the situation. Big mistake. I should have just messaged her from the get-go because she just started blaming me. She's like, oh, your hair was freshly bleached. And I was like, but you said it was fine. And you're the stylist. And like, even if you didn't perm it, you could have just done the gel styling. You didn't have to chemical it. But anyways, I was like, I don't feel comfortable coming back for you to touch my hair. And she's like, I don't do refunds. I can do a free service. I already use my time, money, rah, rah, rah. And in my head, I'm thinking, isn't that more time, money, opening your shop, more products? Why can't you just refund me? Mind you, my family had a hair salon in Goodnow. A lot of people would come. Very rare we'd have this. Very rare. But if a customer's like, I'm not happy, or the result isn't actually what I wanted, we'll say, we'll do the service for you. We'll fix it, repair it. If we can't, less drama, we just give your money back. In my situation, what can you do? I have no hair. So I'm like, a refund would be great because I'm not happy with the service. She gets extra super defensive, doesn't respond to me. So I reached out to a lawyer because now I'm just like, okay, these burns, they're not going away and I've got permanent scarring. So the lawyer I speak to, she's like, oh, just talk to her, try and get it in a peaceful way because if you escalate it, it's going to be a bigger problem. It's I was like, okay. Oh yeah, I also forgot to add, quick side story. She freaking blocked me. So when I messaged her the next day that I wasn't feeling happy with the hair and everything, at first she was calm, but when she started picking up on how bad the situation was, I checked my social media the next couple of days and she's blocked me on all my Instagram accounts, my business accounts, everything. She's blocked me on all my TikTok accounts. So I reached out to her, but I email and message TikTok first for verification, their verification team. I'm like, hey, can you guys confirm if this account's blocked me? It's for legal purposes. TikTok obviously says they'll escalate it and get back to me, rah, rah, rah. They sent me the little tag thing. Definitely her. She definitely blocked me. So I messaged her. I'm like, why have you blocked me? And she's like, oh, you know, my account's having issues. And I'm like, okay, now she's lying about it because the actual platform has confirmed that I've been blocked. So it's no longer just a civil calm thing. Now we have to escalate it. She kept on arguing. She's like, no, I don't do refunds. I'm not going to do a refund. Come back for me to fix the service. By then, mind you, I had already shaved off my hair. My hair, I still have, I don't know if you can see it properly, but you can still see, let me go outside so you can see the burns that I have. I think it's like a permanent scar. The doctor's just assessing right here. Oh, there's a few other spots, but like those are the ones I'm more concerned about. So she's like, no, I don't do refunds. Mind you, I have no hair, I'm bald. I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know, you don't. So caught up on the idea of not doing a refund. That's totally okay. I tried talking to her to negotiate with her. I'm like, just refund me. You know, you've damaged my hair. You can't fix it. There's nothing to fix. I have a coconut head at this point. And she's like, no, I'm not doing a refund. I can't. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to keep asking her because now at this point it feels like I'm begging. And she's obviously not, maybe there's a bit of pride or ego in the way. There's just no compassion because she's like, oh, I sent her an email and she sent me an email back. She's like, oh, this is stressing me out on my mental health. Like, how the fuck do you think I fucking feel?
That poor girl. My heart sank when I heard perming and combing, and then it sank further when I saw the after photo when she got home. Oh my god. But what absolutely killed me is the utter cheek of the stylist. The absolute cheek to text "how's your hair" with a laughing emoji, and to add to that, offering to fix it for an additional $100? $100 for this shit? What do you mean I'm paying to fix a mistake you made? I'm actually fuming. The girl's scalp was infected and burning. She has a permanent scar and the stylist had the nerve to block her and cry about mental health. Oh my god, where do these stylists find the nerve? Let's move on before I actually start tweaking. The next story isn't as rage-inducing, but it's rather more weird and definitely illegal. It will certainly make you double-check the payment methods for your next hairstylist.
Really sorry to break it to you, but that one Australian loctician, guess how she makes her clients pay? Guess how she makes her clients pay? That's how she makes them pay. We're all thinking about the same loctician, guys. I'm not going to say her name, but that's how she makes her clients pay. Obviously not every single one, but it's happened too many times to count on one hand. That's how she makes them pay. Allegedly. No, but that's how she actually makes them pay, guys. If you go on the page, you see a consistency within the clients. Guess what form of currency they're using? Breaking news. Guys, I'm lost for words, but I knew it all along, but that's how she makes the clients pay. Any of the clients that are like, fine shit, you see how they don't like spend a dime? Because they're paying by,
I actually beg your pardon. Oh my god, this cannot be real. This has to be a lie for the camera. I know people make shit up for TikTok, but if this is real, do you know how messed up this actually is? I have to know who this person is. We all have to. You can't just drop info like this and say nothing. Who is this loctician? Who is this loctician that is making people pay with dick? When I was researching for this video, I expected a few rude stylists scamming and bad styling, but I did not expect this. I think we need a palate cleanser. Yeah, let's have a palate cleanser. Let's go back to lesser, freakier horror stories.
Raise your hand if you have been personally victimized by hair. But not again, I tell you what, not again. You will not make a fool of me twice. I will tell you that. Get ready with me to go to my brother's valedictorian dinner while I tell you how my hairstylist cancelled the appointment on me night before my engagement party while I was sitting in the chair. So I usually like doing individual lashes just because I've got hooded eyes, but because I'm running late, surprise, surprise, I just went and dug out some strip lashes. About 2 weeks ago was our engagement party. My partner and I, Reese and I, got engaged in April. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. If you're anything like me, right, you already have a vision of big moments in your life, and engagement party was one of those things for me. I knew how I wanted it to look. I knew how I wanted to look. I knew the dress that I was gonna wear. I knew how I wanted my hair to look. I knew how I wanted my nails to look. I'm showing myself here, but probably before we were engaged. A few months back, I saw this gorgeous sleek ponytail style on a girl who looks like me, clearly South Sudanese. I came across it on my explore page and I instantly hearted it, instantly saved it, instantly followed the hairstylist because I knew when time came, I wanted to book her. And when time did come, I went on her Instagram profile, had a link to her website. So I booked an appointment for a sleek ponytail. And I also messaged her, just like, hey, love the work you do. So excited to book you. This hairstyle is for my engagement party. My engagement party was on a Saturday and she didn't have any Saturday appointments. So I booked for the Friday night. And I know with this hairstylist, her work speaks for itself. Because of that, she is rather booked out very far out. And mind you, this is August and she didn't have any availabilities on Saturday, the 4th of October, which was the day of our engagement party. So I booked for Friday the night before. She doesn't respond instantly. She actually responds like 2 days later and apologizes and says, hey, like I've been flat out. I've been so busy. It turns out I actually do have a Saturday morning appointment on the 4th of October. So I was like, amazing. Like how early can you do? Because my engagement party started at 4 o'clock with family hour. At 3 o'clock, her studio was about a 45-minute drive away from my house. And the appointment was going to take about an hour and a half. It's a lot, I know, but bear with. She goes, we can start at 9 a.m. And I'm like, perfect, right? This was the first appointment that I booked because it was, to me, the most important. The Friday beforehand, which I had off from work, my plan was to get my nails done in the morning, get my eyebrows done in the afternoon, and get my henna done in the evening, and then be ready to have my hair done the next day. Sounds perfect, right? No. I'm gonna pause this because I need to lock in and I'm running out of time and I'm getting so distracted. Now, if you're thinking my eyebrows are too dark, I'm thinking the exact same thing, but don't worry, we will fix it. Now, at this point, it's a week out from my engagement party. I haven't heard from the hairstylist. Mind you, I haven't heard from her since August when I initially made the appointment, and she said that she was able to move my appointment from the Friday to the Saturday. I hit her up and I'm just like, hey, just wanting to confirm my appointment for this Saturday coming up for my engagement party at 9 a.m. And also asking for the address of her studio. I get a message about an hour later on my phone number, and I think it was an hour later, on my phone number, and she's just like, can you please confirm your appointment for Friday 6 p.m. for the sleek ponytail? And I'm just like, Friday 6 p.m.
I've had hairstylists cancel on me and I've had to cancel on hairstylists before. It can be very annoying for both parties, but if you're both very clear and concise with each other, then you both can't be mad and it can be smooth sailing. However, ghosting or cancelling your appointment at the last minute from either party knowingly is so evil and disrespectful, especially in this case for this TikTok where this beautiful lady needed to have her hair done for a big event. For the last TikTok of this video, we are going to end it with a bang. Out of the TikToks I've shown you, most have had an anticlimactic or unsatisfactory end. The client gets screwed over and the hairstylist gets away with their transgression. But not this time. For once, a client has fought back.
No, she thought that we weren't going to pull up.
Opening the door. Do you want to talk to her? Do you want me to talk to her?
Just turn the camera around. I want to talk to her.
It's very stressful. I know.
I'm going to call the police. Tell them.
But she said she's going to do a job at 6 o'clock. And she didn't call us. She didn't send us a message.
I need the wig. I don't care if she's not going to do it. I just need the wig.
Waiting for the last hour and a half of her. Yeah.
Where the fuck is my wig?
Sorry, I literally slept in.
Okay, give the wig to my cousin and don't worry about it. Because this is literally, and return my deposit. I swear to God, I will literally report you. I'm messing with the wrong person. Today's literally my wedding day.
Hey guys, so I'm finally here with the story time about Bex's Studios. Let's get into the story now. Thank you. So the night before the big day, obviously, my cousin had been texting back and forth with Bex's Studios. She dropped off her wig about a week before to her at her place so that she could customize the color. Yeah, like I said, they were texting the day before, and then obviously the morning of is when she decided that she was going to do a no-show. So it was about, what time do I want to say? Maybe like 5:40ish, maybe like 6 o'clock. And she was meant to actually have arrived at the house at 6 o'clock to start on her hair because she was going to do her hair and her makeup simultaneously. They were able to do it at the same time. So the makeup artist had let sis know that, hey, I'm running a bit late, but I'm on my way, eases, like all the stress, The other girl, on the other hand, this Bex's Studio girl, no texts all morning. My cousin is trying to call her, no answers. So the phone is ringing, it's not going through. I tried calling her through my phone, not going through. We tried no caller ID. At this point, she obviously noticed that we are trying to get a hold of her. I don't know if she turned her phone off or what she did, but from then on, her phone was going through to voicemail straight away, no ringing whatsoever. Anywho's, mind you, as a business owner, it's your responsibility to, number one, communicate with your clients, and number two, be organized. Like, if you know you have a 6 a.m. appointment, be up at like 3 a.m., like 4 a.m., however long it takes you to get ready and take your shit to where you need to be. You are responsible for that. You're a business owner, and people have expectations of you. If you can't meet those expectations, you shouldn't be running that business. Like, literally just shut down. I don't understand how people can be so cruel. Anyways, before I keep ranting. So we're trying to get a hold of her, obviously, and she's not responding to anybody. She, not responding to texts. Any way that we can try and get a hold of her, we're trying, and we can't. At this point, the maid of honor has already finished her makeup. She's ready to go. And she hops in the car. She was actually running another errand that morning. And then obviously we let her know, look, she's not answering anybody's calls. Can you pull up to her house? Because we don't even have the wig. If we had the wig, we could have figured it out. But we didn't have the wig either. Bex has had the wig. Bex, whatever the heck she calls herself. This girl had the wig with her in Lynbrook, which is, mind you, well, at that time, it actually was only about an hour and a bit drive from where we were because we weren't staying at home. Obviously, we were a bit closer to Melbourne. So our maid of honor is driving to Lynbrook. She gets to her house and the mother answers the door. And the recording that you heard was probably a minute or two after she got there. And you could obviously see she's like, oh, she's answering the door, blah, blah, blah. So I had actually told my cousin, you need to record this thing right now. So the recordings were from my phone, but she was on FaceTime with my cousin. My goodness. Her mum answers the door, obviously, and she's like, yeah, well, Bex is here, blah, blah, blah. My cousin's like, well, she has a 6 a.m. appointment. She shouldn't be here. Not my light dying. She shouldn't be here. She should be at her appointment. We've been waiting for her. It's 7:30 at this point. She was meant to start at 6 a.m. Anyway, she's like, yeah, well, I woke her up and she said she's going to open the door. I think it's like a garage studio kind of situation. I don't know what it is, but something like that. What do you mean I woke her up? Man, the girl was asleep. She was knocked out. She was asleep. And I'm like, first of all, I feel so I just can't understand how somebody's mother can tolerate this kind of behavior. Even after seeing all the comments, obviously this is a reoccurring thing and it's been happening for years. How do you allow that kind of behavior from your daughter and not say anything and not pull her up on it and just allow her to keep going? Because trust me, if that was my child, they would not be living with me. It would never be my child. That would never be my portion. My children will not turn out like Bex anyway. But Bex comes to the door. She's taking her sweet time. Like you guys said in the comments, no sense of urgency. Sorry, I just woke up. I slept in. What do you mean you slept in, babe? If I was woken up and you see the time on your phone, fuck, I would be like, what the hell? If you genuinely slept in, I would have been like, shit, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, what can I do to fix this? I'm coming right now. Let me grab the wig. We're coming on the way. You know what I mean? But for you to just be like, oh, sorry, I slept in. Yeah. Babe, or to be honest, she was giving she was off something at this point, but I can't say because I wasn't there. But the way she was talking and slurring her words, anyway. She goes and gets the wig. Thank you God that it was actually customized. But babe, the wig was still wet. She customized it the night before, most likely. The wig was still wet. The wig was wet. Which is giving, I don't know, to me it's giving I'm not even finished with this custom, but this wig is going on my head, so it doesn't matter. That girl was about to take the wig for herself. Anywho's, We take the wig. Sis, maid of honor, came in clutch. She's drying the wig out the freaking window in the highway, like on the freeway. Thank God it was mostly dry by the time we got there. And our makeup artist, or Cecilia's makeup artist, because we had a different one. Cecilia's makeup artist, thank you, Marley. You actually saved the day. Like she also, oh my God, I can't speak. She also does hair installs, and she was so happy to help us. When I tell you the emotions were running high in that place, like it was like I've never experienced something like that. But it was just insane. Like the fact that somebody could be so cold-hearted or just heartless, honestly, like to do that to somebody on their big day. And like I know like people are like, oh, but how can you do this to someone on their wedding? Yeah, but like how can you do this to someone, period? Like I just don't understand how people can act like that. Why you act like that? Like I just don't understand. But yeah, obviously waiting for a refund from her to the card that obviously my cousin paid her deposit on, because we asked for the deposit back. I don't want to bother her right now because she's taken a little break with her man. But if that refund does not come through, baby, ACCC is going to hear from us. You will be reported. We've already reported her Instagram as well at this point. Thank frick she got rid of her TikTok. Honestly, the fact that some of you guys are still following her on Instagram. Boycott right now. Why are you still following that girl? She's actually a nuisance. Like, she's just ass. Like, I don't understand how you're still supporting somebody like that. Anyways, to each their own. But that is the story of how she almost fucked up my cousin's big day. But God is so good.
Honestly, a valid crash out if you ask me. Imagine giving a hairstylist a week before a wedding to style your wig and instructions to come to your home for the installation, and then they pull this shit. The day of someone's wedding or big event is not the time to fall off the face of the earth, nor is it the time to have your phone stop working. If you do plan to get wasted, you have to lock in. And if you plan to pull shit like this, don't be surprised if someone happens to pull up. I'm not someone who's prone to confrontation or condones escalating things, but I know that there are certain people out there who are. So some people will pull up if you try them, so don't give them a reason to. Aside from this story having taught a lesson about not playing around, it also wholeheartedly encompasses the unprofessional Australian hairstylist mentality. They're fine with taking your money and bragging about their business, but when it comes to delivering what they themselves have advertised, it's suddenly crickets. These stylists want to take shortcuts, do a sloppy job and have no real skills or qualifications, and treat you like shit while also being paid the full price. Those sorts of people need to stay the hell out of the industry. They are giving real hardworking professionals a bad name. Speaking about hardworking professionals, let's talk about some. Here I have been blabbering about the bad professionals, but no more. Let's recommend some IG and non-IG hairstylists that I personally like.
Period.
Kemuel is a hairstylist from West Melbourne. She's at Kemuel on TikTok, and on Instagram she goes by Kemuel Hair. She's very skilled from what I've seen on her page, and she seems quite welcoming. She also has a very clear and direct way for booking. She updates her availability regularly, and while her bookings are done via DM, she is very reasonable with her response time, given that you're clear with what you want. The next stylist is someone I highly recommend, and that's Hair Luxe Studio. They're someone who I've recommended before on my YouTube. The stylist behind Hair Luxe Studio is simply amazing. I cannot stress how professional, talented, and kind she is. She is a master of many styles and really knows how to work with 4C hair. I trust her with my hair more than I do myself. However, and unfortunately, as of now, she only takes clients on Saturday, and she has had to make a new account for her Instagram since her old one has been hacked. She's just getting back on her feet, but I would really appreciate it if you guys showed her some love. You can find her on Instagram at official_hairluxestudio. Now, if you're looking for a hairstylist who also dabbles in other styles other than braids and possesses a physical store with a team, then I have two in mind for you. LV Studios is the first. They prioritize afro/curly hair and generally cater to black hair. They offer alternatives to braids through dyeing, natural styling, and understanding your personal curl pattern. They also have an official website as well as many other channels of communication, like a phone number, email, and of course their Instagram, which is LVs_studios_. They work with a team of other hairstylists, and their prices are always displayed on their website. Inquiries are also always open. Izzy Fro is the last but certainly not the least. This is a business run by a stylist who specializes in the more technical and complicated methods of hairstyling, like hydration, definition resets, curly cuts, nanoplasty, hair coloring, and hair restoration. She works with a proper team who I believe are as equally as trained as her or undergoing some sort of traineeship. She is a bit pricey, but given what the results look like, I would say it's totally worth it. You can find her on TikTok and Instagram at izzyfro_, as well as her website to book and the official phone number for inquiries. Thanks for watching. If you have any horror stories of your own, please feel free to put them down in the comment section below, or feel free to hit me up on my Instagram. All in all, I really hope Australian hairstylists stop fucking around, because I'm really not trying to pay $200 for jumbo braids.